Everybody, my name is Vicky Kumar and today I'm going to share with you 5 golden rules to invest in a stock market. And so let me get started and I'll tell you one by one and very in a very that you can understand easily. So number one is buy a good stocks and and how will you find a good stock. So let me tell you how you can find a good stocks. So read annual reports of the company which you are going to buy, and if you read the company annual reports from last 4 to 5 years, then you can understand company very well and its management and what was the company performance from last 4 to 5 years, and what will be the company performance in future. You would, if you read what will be the company performance in future, read the annual reports and check its chart patterns, whether the chart pattern is growing or not. If the chart pattern is growing year on year, then it is good for investors and you can invest in that company. So number two is check and buy a stock when the stock price is low, 10 to 15%. So when you invest in low price, you have the advantage of, if you buy in a low price, then you have advantage to make money when the stock price go up 10 to 15%. And Warren Buffett says be fearful when others are greedy and be greedy when the others are fearful. So always buy in red and sell them in green. And the third one is that P ratio. Check P ratio before investing in the stock market. And how will you check P ratio? There are two metrics, whether the P ratio is undervalued or overvalued. So if a company P ratio is above 18, then it considered as overvalued and it is an expensive, and the stock P ratio is below 18, it is considered as a cheap, and you can buy the company if the P ratio is below 18. And the number 4 is holdings. If you invest in a stock market and hold them for a long time, then you can make lots of money by taking dividend, and it will compound. By compounding, it compounds your money year on year. And if you hold them for 5 to 10 years, you can make lots of money from your investments. And number 5 is patient required in a stock market. If you have a patience, then you can make money and you will stay for a long time in the market. And if you don't have patience, you can't make money and you won't stay in the market. So what happened in the last year when the COVID was in a peak, many retail investors and beginners sell their positions just because they didn't have patience, and those who had patience, they didn't sell their positions and they made lots of money and they are happy now. And stock market is going to crash and I will lose my money. So it is not going to happen. You won't lose your money, or you won't lose your all money. So it happens when the terror attack and flooding in the country and in COVID-19. It's not happen year on year. So never fear that I am going to lose my money in a stock market. It is gambling. And thank you so much for being with me so far. And